mitt fläsk. Sluta göra så! Man måste klämma på dem.
What's up YouTube family, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It was a long time ago since we talked, since we catched up, and I'm so excited to be back, honestly. Since we talked last time, we have been through a whole summer. I've been on vacation, Lorik has been on his vacation, and hopefully you guys have had some vacation as well. I know it has been kind of quiet here, but sometimes we need some time off. Our vacation, we were in Greece for 2 weeks. It was absolutely amazing and I really needed time off. I didn't train at all during 2 weeks. I packed my gym clothes. I did. And I said to Robin that if I get a feeling that I want to train, I will, but I'm gonna go on vacation and with the mindset that if I feel like it, I will. If I don't, I will not train. And I didn't feel like training at all. And it was really, really good to have some time off. And sometimes you just need some time off. I felt a little bit unmotivated before we went, mostly because sometimes when you have been on your routines for a longer time, I work like this. I'm only speaking from myself. When I have been on exactly the same routines over a longer time, I just need to switch something up or to just rest or, take the time to just relax. Anyway, we had a really, really nice vacation, and in today's video, I'm not gonna babble on. As I have been getting a lot of requests about how my workout split is today and how I will get back on track after my vacation and how excited I am to actually get back, because this is the funny thing when it comes to routines, you are in them, you're working every single day, you have everything just rolling forward, and then when this stops, like for myself, when I went on a vacation for 2 weeks, I didn't do any of my normal routines. My point is, it's really good to sometimes take some time off to just focus on what you want, what your goal is, and how you're gonna get there. And when we came back from our vacation, I was 200% motivated to get back into my routines again, which is like a new start, a refresh start. And yeah, in today's video, I'm gonna try to just walk you through briefly. I'm not gonna get stuck in details, but if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below and I will try to answer them or maybe do a video of whatever you're wondering. But for now, we are gonna go through my workout splits. So many of you might know that after I got Colin, I found a routine that worked perfectly for myself, where I am training 4 times a week. I have 3 rest days and I train 4 times. And when I have those 4 days, I can go 200% on each and every workout. And I get the rest that I need in between. So first of all, on Mondays, as I'm working with what I'm doing as an influencer, I need to plan everything that I'm doing. Every single step, I need to plan everything. I'm not saying that if you're not an influencer, you don't have to plan, obviously. But for myself, I am a girl that I need to have a plan for every day and every week, and you know what I mean. So on Mondays, I always prepare content for the whole week, which makes me feel more calm, as if I get sick on a Tuesday, for example, I have content that I can post during that week, fresh content because it's the same week, but still I have content already created, so I can just edit and post. So my social medias always, they're always running and they're always active, and that is something that I personally have found is very less stressful for myself, that I know that I have content planned. So on Mondays, we always have a content day, which is for Instagram, mostly for Instagram. It takes a lot of energy to record 4 or 5 videos. So on Mondays, I never train. I take that day to content, and then I come home and I edit as much content as I possibly can for the upcoming week. Then, on Tuesdays is how I start my week. And I always start my week with a lower body session. When I train lower body, so I still have a goal to build my glutes stronger. I have started to accept my own body a little bit more than I did before. If you have been following me for a while, you know that my glutes has always been my weakest side of my body. So I have been putting in a lot of work on my glutes, and still are, obviously, but I personally don't feel like a whole glute session will not give me anything, because I tried that as well. It's not, for me, it's not useful to do like 100 kickbacks and donkey kicks and, you know, that kind of, I don't build my lower body on isolating my glutes, because it doesn't work for me. So what I do is that I take like basic exercises, which is like squats, sumo deadlift, sumo squats, hack lift, lunges, like heavy base exercises, and I focus on them because those exercises will always activate my glutes as well, but they will also maintain my legs. And I also have a goal of building stronger and bigger quads. So I mainly focus on quads and glutes when I am training lower body. So how do I plan my lower body days? As I said, I'm focusing a lot on my quads and my glutes. So what I do is that I have 2 lower body days during 1 week. One day I focus a little bit more on quads, and one day I focus a little bit more on glutes. Even though I focus on both, I try to think through my muscles. So for example, to give you a picture of how I split my workouts up when I am training lower body. On a Tuesday, I start with doing heavy squats. I push everything that I have into the first exercise, obviously after I have been warming up my quads. After that one, I'm going over to a back lunge, because that one will focus on my quads and also on my glutes. So before I did the squat, which will activate both areas, over to a back lunge, which also will work on both sides, but a little bit more on my glutes. After that one, I want to still, because I have like already the pump in my quads and my glutes, so I go over to a leg kick machine, working with the quads that is already warm. When I'm done with that one, I have 3 exercises that I have been pushing all I have into. And then I'm going over, for example, to hip thrust and a little bit lighter weights. But if I want to focus on glutes, I take hip thrust as a third exercise instead of leg kick as a third exercise. So just an example of how I split the workout up, and how I try to think that when I have been activating that muscle, I need to continuing with that muscle, or like a compound exercise as a squat is, that will activate all areas. That is also a really, really good exercise to start your workout with. Anyway, and when I'm done with those 3 exercises that I have been pushing myself in, I go as the 4th exercise. I lower down the tempo, I lower the weights, and I work with the reps instead. And I do like, mostly on a leg day, I do max 6 exercises. And also depending on how heavy I have been working, because when you train glutes, I personally can't do a glutes session with like 10 exercises. That is impossible for me to push myself in 10 exercises. So that's why I always split them up into 3 exercises at first, working with like 6, 8, maximum 10 reps. And then I lower the weights and higher up the reps instead, going for 10, 12, 15 reps. So that is exactly like all my workouts that is exactly how I'm thinking during my whole week of all different muscles in my body. Then for Wednesday, now I want to focus more on my shoulders. So I have put my shoulders, chest and triceps together on Wednesdays. That is a combination that I absolutely love. When you are working your shoulders and then moving over to your chest, like you get a whole, it all goes together so good when you are training those 3 muscles in one session. As I said, I'm now focusing on my shoulders. So what I do is that I again push my shoulders and I focus on shoulders first. If I was supposed to focus on my chest, I would have started my workout with chest. If I wanted supposed to push my triceps, I would have started my workout with triceps. So whatever muscle group you feel like you want to focus on, I would say that start with that muscle group and push yourself as much as you can in the beginning of the workout. And then you lower the weights and higher up the reps on the other exercises. But obviously, if you also feel like you have the energy to push yourself for other muscle groups as well, That is absolutely possible. So now when I want to focus on my shoulders, I start my session with shoulders, and I do like the 3 first exercises will be target my shoulders. All I possibly can do for my shoulders. I used to start with some kind of shoulder press, as that is a really heavy and really challenging exercise. So I go for 4 sets at least on those 3 exercises, and then I aim for 4, 6, 8, sometimes 10, but mostly 4, 6, and 8 reps, because I really want to push myself and I really want to challenge my shoulders. So, and then I'm moving over to the next exercise, which will also be some kind of shoulder exercise, and I try to aim exactly the same on all those 3 exercises. I will push myself, challenging my shoulders. When I'm done with that one, I'm going over to chest, which also is a target or a focus area for me, but not as much as my shoulders. So I will still push myself. I'm not saying that you should just do 3 exercises heavy and then just, you know, I don't even know what I'm gonna say, but my point is, you should never go to the gym and like save your energy for last. You should always go to the gym pushing yourself. And some days will not be days where you can push yourself 200%, and that is okay as well. But always go in the gym with the mindset that you will do everything that you can to reach your goals, and everything that you can to complete that workout 200% as good as you possibly can. That is what I'm always doing. So I do always do my 3 first exercises, as I've said a million times now, I know, and then I do lower the weights, but I still push myself. So when I'm going over to chest, I'm always like, I would never pick up half the weights that I normally use and rep like 20. That's not how I do it. So I will still target the muscles, and I will still try to challenge myself. So I do 2 kind of heavy exercises for chest as well, because that is still an area that I want to target and that I want to focus on. And then I do like 2 exercises for my triceps. So we have been doing 2 workout days for this week, and it's time for me to rest. I always have 2 days and then I rest, or 3 days and then I rest. So I always have a rest day planned. I always plan my rest days because it feels like I can appreciate them so much more. When I wake up on Thursday, I have the mindset that, okay, today is my rest day. I will try to do what I can to recover. I will try to do what I can to rest my muscles and to rest my body, and I can focus on whatever else I have going on in my life that day. And I really truly believe that there's something to plan your rest days, because you can appreciate them more. And I have also been there with no rest days at all, and that is in long term exhausting, and you cannot keep it up. And the results of that is mostly that you get unmotivated and that you don't want to train, and that you feel like when you wake up you're like, why should I go to the gym? Because when I have my rest days as well, I get the time to reflect on my goals and how my 2 session was before, and if I can do anything to change the 2 that I have left. So rest days is truly so important, and something that you need to, I nagged you about this so many times before, but I will stand to it. Rest days are so important, and rest days will help you recover. And when you're resting as well, that is when your body is growing stronger. Rest days will help you to reach your goals and to see a progress. When my rest day is over on Friday, I'm back to doing a leg day and a lower body session then. If I feel, sometimes when I feel that I'm really sore still, I just switch Friday with Saturday, because I personally feel that when I'm that sore, and when I am so sore that I barely can't sit on the toilet, it's probably not the day when I'm doing a heavy leg day. So just if you are a person that get sore muscles really easy, it can be good to be flexible with your training, because your body will probably need at least 1 more rest day. It's not bad to train with sore muscles, but it's definitely better to train when they are rested and when they have recovered completely. But mostly I do 1 more leg day on Friday. I also want to point out, and this is really important, so listen, a session, like, you don't have to feel sore after a session for that session to be good. That's a myth it's fake. It's really fake news. And you don't need to think like that. Just wanted to point that out. On Fridays, I do a lower body session once again, and I focus on my quads and my glutes. If you're now wondering why are you not talking about hamstrings, that is basically because I truly don't need to focus on my hamstrings right now. I've always had a lot of hamstrings on my legs, and I feel like I really don't want them to be any bigger. So I obviously maintain them, and I do exercises to activate them, but I don't really put in any focus on them. But if you are a person that want to focus on both, I would do like quads, glutes, and then on Friday, as that day that I'm talking about now, instead you can do your glutes and your hamstrings on Friday instead. So you have two lower body days and two different focus, which can also be really good to switch your workouts up. And again, I do 3 exercises, heavy in the beginning, I'm lowering the weights, and I'm working with the contact and with the pump in my muscles. I personally love to train like that. As I told you before, I'm not gonna get hooked up into that, but I have been getting a lot of questions, so I really wanted to explain it as good as I possibly can. There's no rules when it comes to training. The only thing you need to do is to challenge yourself, and that is how I am challenging myself when I'm in the gym. I push 200%. I'm not saving anything for last, because that will not give me anything. And obviously, I have days when I don't feel like training, but I try to see that as something that can motivate me instead of putting me down or pushing me down. And then I have 1 upper body left. So I have 2 lower bodies, 2 upper bodies. Really easy, really simple. I love this split that I'm on right now. And on Saturdays, I do back and biceps. Also really good combination, as when you are doing a lot of pull exercises for your back, you're also activating a lot of your biceps, which is really convenient to push in some biceps into your back into your back routine. Those goes really good in hand. I have been talking a lot about chin-ups and pull-ups, especially when you're doing chin-ups, you activate your biceps a lot. So they're really good friends. We can leave it with that. Really good friends. I train abs 2 times a week as well. I try to do it on my upper body days. I'm gonna be completely honest. Sometimes I'm really good at training abs, but sometimes I'm really bad at it. So I need to plan my abs into my whole weekly split, because otherwise I can be like, oh, we'll do it next time, and then I don't do it. So plan everything. I have been nagging you about that, but it is truly so important. So I try to do abs on my upper body days. For cardio, I don't do any cardio at all now. I haven't done any since last summer, I think, and I feel really good in my body. I've been at that stage when I thought that doing cardio is something that I must do to keep my shape. That is definitely not true. So if you are a person that needs to finish your workouts with cardio, think again. What is your goal? Is your goal to build muscle and to form your body with the hard work that you can put into the gym? But if you, for example, want to lean down, then cardio can be really good. But for myself, I don't do any cardio at all right now. It feels really good. My goal is still to gain muscles as much as I can and optimize all I can to be able to do that. I don't care about my weight, you know that as well. I never step on a scale because the scale doesn't matter for me. I just simply try to listen to my body and to see my reflection in the mirror, and that is all that matters to me, how I feel in my body. So no scale at all. Anyway, that is my workout split that I am doing right now. I feel really good about it.
Hur går det?
Ja. It's really hot in here. Anyway, that is my workout split, and that is what I'm doing right now. Maybe I will switch something up. Maybe I will change something, but this is my staple. This is what I always come back to. If I try something new, this is what I come back to and what I really like. What I said about because I get questions a lot with how many times should I train that muscle, or how many times should I train that muscle if I want to focus and build that muscle. You should always focus on the muscle that you want to build first. That is the same when you're talking about cardio. When you want to build muscles, you should never start a session with a cardio session. You should always go to the weights and push everything that you have into the weights, and then do some cardio if that feels better for you. But never start a session with cardio, because you will give all the energy for cardio when you really want to build muscles. That makes sense? It makes sense. So we'll see if I switch something up, but this is, as I said, this is my staple. I always come back to this. And if you haven't tried this kind of split, do. It is so good. We have 4 days split in the ONU app that you can try out for free, 7 days if you want to try. And yeah, it was a good first video. I feel like it was a calm, nice start. We have a lot planned for this autumn, fall. And I'm so excited to be back on YouTube. Before we end the video, I want to say that there's still, as I'm wearing the Gymshark x Whitney collection, there's still some items left in stock, so please do not forget to click on the link below, see if you find anything that you like. For my Swedish followers, there's a lot still in stock at the Swedish site, but it's best to choose your country and you can see what is left. Use my link if you want to shop. Thank you so much. I see you in my next video, guys. Love you, bye! Hur fan stoppar man då? Så. Nej. Så. Vad fan? Vad är knappen? Vad är räck? Där.